Hey everyone. Sorry, I'm just looking for my glasses. Um, 1 second. I didn't send the link out to anybody this time. I used to do that all the time, but I don't anymore. So, anyways, I wanted to talk about a couple things that have been going on. Hey, I don't know if you guys have heard about this. There is I don't know if it's a group or what the hell the media is calling it, but it's called Diagolon. I don't know if I can show you. Let me see if I can pull it up on my other phone here. There's a group. Hang on 1 second. I think it's a group. Like, let me sure I got my facts straight on this. Hang on 1 second. Sorry, I should have did this before I started to go live about it. Because I've been watching a bunch of videos on this guy, and I wanted to talk about this. Okay. So there's a group that's called that the legacy media, the mainstream media is calling Diagolon. And they're calling him like an extremist. Um I'm not even sure what neo-Nazi means. I think that's like more of an American term. But they're calling him like, an extremist group, and they've charged him and all this kind of stuff. So, the biggest thing that's going on in Canada for the last couple years is like, they're hitting hitting targets that the media or the establishments have deemed to be a target. I'm sure you guys understand what I'm saying with that, who are overly vocal about, what's been going on in the world and everything that's been going on. So the reason why I'm talking about this is because I've been watching videos for the last couple of days about this guy. He's actually a very cool dude. He's a former veteran. I don't know his story. I haven't followed him all that much. I don't want to give anything that isn't accurate information, but what I'm seeing in the in the mainstream media is that the cops have raided him. I think in January they found a bunch of assault weapons and things of that nature, which from what I'm hearing were legal. There's this whole story behind it. And I got to be honest, I wish I was following it closer. Like, it started to catch my attention lately, because it's been talked about more in the media. So now I just go on after watching someone's lives. I see a lot of you from there. So, hey, thank you. Um, so, you know, I go on, I think it was Facebook or Twitter, maybe it was Twitter, and they're saying that the RCMP, which is like the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, which would be like the equivalent of like the FBI in America, except they ride horses and trample people with them. That's the only difference. So apparently, the police in Saskatchewan have charged this person with more offenses. They're not disclosing what the charges are. And someone asked the question, well, why is the media posting about this before the person themselves have even been arrested or made contact with the police? Like, what a mental fucking world we live in. So the reason why I called this Hollywood meets reality, or whatever the hell I named it, is because for those of you who don't know, and I don't want to go into it too much in depth, but there, if you guys are from MRE's channel, like you heard, the night that I was on with him, and we talked about Feldman and my involvement with that shit. But I believe my involvement with that kind of prepared me for this. And what I mean when I say that is because some of the shit and the fuckery and the tricks that I'm seeing, I've seen before in a different playbook. And it's kind of funny. So, for example, when Feldman tried to take certain people to court to get temporary restraining orders on them, he tried to take memes into a fucking courtroom. Okay. And say that his life was threatened because of a meme. And that's exactly what's happening with this group called Diagolon. It was, Feldman come up with the name the Wolf Pack, which was from a YouTuber, a former YouTuber, who named his crowd or his posse or his people or whatever you call them, the Wolf Pack. So, someone obviously seen a page out of this book and is taking things a step too far. And when you're talking about, real lives and people's livelihoods and going to jail and all this kind of shit, like, people are taking it next level. And what I mean by that is, like, I was literally just in a live right now, like, 10 minutes ago, where some jackass, Dakota, stop. Sorry, I'm talking to my dog. He's driving me crazy. Where some jackass on YouTube thought he would fake his own death. Now, without going into too much freaking detail, because I don't know this guy, it's nothing personal against this guy. It's simply just hearing some of the facts, not even the whole story. And quite honestly, I really don't care, because what I'm hearing, about this guy is that he goes on YouTube, of all places, on his community tab and something posted his own death, and it's not true. To me, that's the most offensive thing a person could do. Okay. We've all lost loved ones. And to even just make that up is just, it's next level. And there's some people that really, really need like some serious fucking mental health, mental health issues addressed. If you're faking your death, if you're taking memes into court, if you are trying to get people's lives ruined because of a lie, then you got something going on upstairs that maybe pharmaceuticals can't fix. But you need to leave innocent people alone, just simply because you don't like their forum or their message or what they have to say. And you know what? You don't have to. You don't have to fucking watch them. You don't have to engage with them. Same with the media, right? Like, I'm talking about the news. Like, there's people in and around the world that realize now that the fucking media has been lying to them for years. I feel sorry for the people that are just realizing this now. You're late to the party. 1 second. I'm going to let my dog out. I have a huge German Shepherd. He's like 150 pounds and he thinks he's a freaking lap dog. Come on, Dakota, let's go. Come on, let's go outside. Come on. Sorry, 1 second while I let my dog out. So, yeah, it's absolute fucking, Walt Disney could take some fucking lessons from these people. Like, I just don't understand. So I've been watching interviews this week. Okay, let's talk about this Diagolon thing that I was starting to talk about. Sorry, I get distracted so easy. So there's this dude, his name's Jeremy McKenzie. I want to say he lives in Nova Scotia, which is like out east from me, like near Newfoundland. And basically, he goes by Raging Dissident, I think, on YouTube. He's like, a lot of us that have lost platforms because of our mouths, because of our opinions, because we might not necessarily have the most popular opinion. And if you're going against, powerful people, then they seem to think that they can just silence you or remove you from platforms or whatever the case may be. And a couple of the people that I follow on social media, they had this guy on this week, and I didn't realize, what I would be watching. And I didn't really realize that there was like kind of a story unfolding without me even realizing it. So, he was very vocal about, the last couple of years in Canada and stuff like that. And somehow made his way to be a target on, the powers that be. And so now they're trumping up charges against this guy to make him look, unstable, to make him look like a convict, a criminal, when really it's just that they don't like what he's saying. And it's because he's standing up against them because of the illegal decisions and mandates and all kinds of things. They've ruined people's lives, basically. And so he's one of the many, many people that are standing up against them. And you know what? So be it. I am the same way. If I see something, I say something. And I don't care if you are, a warehouse worker, a fucking bus driver, a politician, a cop, a judge. I don't care if you're the friggin' Prime Minister of Canada. If you're feeding us bullshit and I catch on to it, I'm going to call you out. That's just who I am. It's how I roll. I don't go for lies. I would prefer brutal freaking honesty than to be sugar-coated with bullshit. Okay. And for the last couple of years, that's what it's been. It's been sugar coated with bullshit, and it's divided families. People have lost their jobs, their lives, their friendships, their families, every single possible way your life could be affected. It has been affected. And when people finally have been pushed too far, because you can only push a person so far before they push back. And that's what's happening. And when you push back, they come after you. I am not joking, you guys, when I say that, Canadians are trying to seek asylum in the US and other countries. It's not a joke. Like, and I never, ever thought that I would be sitting here as a Canadian saying these words out loud and meaning them. Like, I swear to God, it's been that bad here. And if it hasn't been that bad for you guys, consider yourselves freaking lucky. Like, I've lost a couple channels on YouTube just for, the first one was about Feldman. The second one was about censorship and about what was going on in Ottawa and all this bullshit. But like, I mean, the message is if you don't want to be called out for your lies and your bullshit, then don't spread them in the first place. And like, this bozo that I just finished, not the bozo that I just finished watching, because that's my buddy. So, he just did a live about this guy and he made up a story that he died. Apparently he wanted to meet some girl off the internet, which, I personally don't do that shit. I don't do the online thing, or, like I do YouTube and stuff like that, and I'll talk to people, but like, I'm not interested in meeting people or anything like that, or, even really letting them into my real life. Like, I've done that before, like as a mistake, told too much information about myself, let people close to me that I shouldn't have, had things thrown on my face, chalk it up to a fucking lesson learned. Right. But the truth is that you can't trust fucking people, especially on the internet, because you don't know who they are. They could give you the biggest line of bullshit and you wouldn't know. So this guy's trying to pursue a girl and wanted to meet up with her, from what I understand. And I don't know the whole story, and I don't even know who this dude is. But because she wanted to take a friend with her to meet this guy, which, dudes, hello, that's what women do in the world today. You're lucky if it was just a friend and not like, a can of mace or a freaking weapon or something in her purse. But it's called safety. And it's called, you got to be smart about things and you got to look out for yourself. And, women are, it's not just a fucking hat rack up here, right? Like, I mean, you don't survive life sometimes without being a step ahead of the people around you. But so from what I understand, she wanted to bring a friend with her to meet this guy that she had never met before, and this guy got mad. What transpired in between still remains a mystery. My guess is there's something more to the story that we obviously don't know, nor at this point do I care, because I've heard how it turns out. So no matter what happened in that time frame in between this and that, it's inexcusable in my opinion. There's nothing that anyone could say to me that faking a death is okay, unless you're like in the fucking witness protection, and in which case you probably would be better off. But like, who does that? Who fakes a death? Like, I just don't even fucking understand it. Like, that's so not okay in my opinion. It's so not okay. And I don't even know this guy. I don't even care who this guy is. It's bullshit. And by the sounds of it, this girl that he was talking to, who had the fucking foresight to know in her head that something's wrong, I'm going to take a friend with me, and then this happened. Girl, you were right on the money. Like, avoid this guy. I don't know who this girl is. I wish I did, and I'd like to have some words of wisdom for her, but don't do it. Okay, something in your gut told you that there is something wrong with this guy and that you need to take a friend with you, which tells you right there there's something wrong. Your head might not understand the message that your fucking gut is trying to tell you, but always follow your gut. And if you're a woman and you're saying, I need to take a friend with me because I don't feel safe, or whatever the reason, yada, yada, then that means there's something wrong with the guy. And maybe logic should prevail just once and be like, yo, I'm not going to go meet this guy because like, just something isn't right. And then I don't know how much of a period of time had expired in between this and this guy saying that, he's dead. But like, that's next level shit. Okay. I've had some like crazy stuff happen to me in my life. I have heard everything that you could imagine, but like, fake my own death, that's even next level for me. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know the part about the amusement parks. Like, I really don't know the whole story. And I've never even heard about this guy prior to MRE talking about him. But I can just tell you right now, like, normal people don't go around faking their own death. There's something wrong going on in his head to even fathom the thought of that. Okay? Like, seriously, I don't even understand. I gotta go check and see if my dog's coming in. I don't know. Yeah, so like that raised my fucking blood pressure listening to that live. And I wish I got the details, but at this point the details don't even matter to me, like I said. There's something more serious and sinister going on here. Good boy, Dakota. And this dude needs help. He needs to say like 1,000 Hail Marys. He needs to stay the fuck off the internet and YouTube. Because even though he may never have shown his face, your voice is very distinctive. Everyone's voices, like I can tell people's voices without even having to look at a screen or something. Well, obviously there's something going on, and I think it's more than just depression. I know people that are depressed and they don't make up stories about themselves dying. I think it's definitely more than that, and I can't even begin to analyze medically or mentally what's wrong with this guy, but I can just tell you from my own experience that normal people don't go around making those kinds of claims. I don't get it. And if he is depressed, there is help out there that will help people like this, and how would someone even come back from this? Like, how is this guy going to come back from this? Like, how does he plan on just showing back up on YouTube one day? Like, oh, hey, surprise, like here I am, like, I mean, I don't get it. Like, I mean, I don't get it. I totally don't get it. I don't know. Maybe someone can make it make sense. Like, I mean, if he thought this was the way to the girl's heart, oh, I'm dead. No, dude, you just put yourself on a fucking serious block list. That's what you did right there. That's what that tells me. As a woman, that's what that tells me. Is that you're crazy? That, yeah, like stage 5 clinger crazy. That's what that tells me in a nutshell. Sorry, I was just so like pissed off when I heard that that I had to come live. I know everybody's like still at work or whatever in my part of the world for the most part, but just hearing the lengths that people will take to try and get attention or clout, it's fucking mind-boggling to me. And normal people don't go around doing shit like that. Like, I mean, what if, God forbid, like his family was following him on YouTube? Like, I got family following me on YouTube, like my brothers and stuff. Like, I can just imagine if one day they logged in and was like, here's me writing my own death announcement. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I can't imagine. I really can't imagine. Some people need help, and it's okay if you need help. That is a cry for help. I don't know. Like, you couldn't be screaming it any freaking louder to me, but, I don't know. So yeah, so I was done the live and I go online and I see this thing about Diagolon and about, how it translates into my former life about things that I used to talk about on here all the time about Feldman and shit like that. And then, like I said, that work kind of prepared me for this one. And it's a bigger, larger scale. And it's pretty crazy, like how they can take something that isn't even real, like a meme, and run with it and criminally charge people with things because of a meme. And that's essentially what happened to this guy. He was very vocal about his opinion. He made a line and it's black. It's like a black background with like a line of white on it. So it looks like, he said it looked like a line of cocaine. I don't know if that ties into it or not, or if it was just simply a joke or how it came to be. But now they're calling it this, extreme right group and, basically calling them a terrorist and everything like that. And it's just, it's quick to see how people's lives can be ruined over something so ridiculous. And people are taking things too far, and I think that's what today has showed me. That's today's message of the day, is taking things too far. And when it gets to that point, maybe before it gets to that point, maybe the best thing to do would just be turn around and walk away before you look like an absolute fucking asshole. Because there's no coming back from certain things. And even though I don't know this dude, what happened today is one of those things, in my opinion, that you cannot come back from. And if like this video ever finds its way to any one of his friends or his supporters or like, you know, his people, I would hope that you would sit down and have a conversation with this guy and find out what's really going on. And if you were true friends, would offer him some help, because that's what this guy needs before it gets to a level of no return, which in my opinion, it's already reached. But for this guy's own peace of mind and mental health, you know, maybe he needs some help. I don't know. Anyways, I'm out of here. I have some things that I want to run around and do. I just had to vent that out. So thanks for joining me, you guys, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace out, bitches.